Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and Walgreens had 70% off Easter candy, which I didn't even know they had left in stock, so I am really crooked on Cadbury eggs right now. Sugar and caffeine are a great mix if you want to try and read something and be super serious about it. Just kidding, that was sarcastic. It's chapter 5. Let's do this. We got MC Martha Wells up in the house, spitting some hot fire. This appears to be some kind of sequel to chapter 3, where we left off. If you recall, Johnny planeswalked in. Joyra said that she was expecting him, and that was it. And then we had the flashback episode about the history of Tiana and whatever the hell else happened in that one. I legitimately forgot. And this chapter starts with, "Thanks for meeting me here," Johnny said, so there we go. And then Jorah's like, "Oh, cute kitty, who's a good boy? Who wants a treat?" And Johnny's just like, "I swear to God, Joyra, that joke's getting old." So this is interesting. Joyra says, "Hey, I assume you want me to help the planeswalkers you told me about." So in other words, he went around recruiting more members of the Gatewatch, I guess. I don't remember seeing a card called Oath of Joyra, though, so I'm sure that goes well. Also, I don't think she's a planeswalker. I just thought of that. Oh, get this. Even most of the workers and like people from Tolarian. Hello, Tolarian. Weird stuff happens there. They were like, a random cat guy person just appeared out of thin air. That's weird. And they're like kind of tripping a little bit. Really? That's the weirdest thing you've seen? There was like time dilation fields inside of like a half blown up college thing. Tolarian Academy, University, whatever the hell. Oh, and then I don't know what Karn's history is or where he was supposed to be. I think he like left the plane or something. I don't know. But Ajani says, "Hey, I gotta ask you, were you aware that the planeswalker called Karn was found and rescued from the Phyrexians? That he has returned to Dominaria?" And Jorah's like, "Oh yeah, I saw the card spoilers. Wizards of the Coast, which is an affiliate to the Tolarian Academy, leaked a document containing Karn." Okay, actually, Joyra was like turbo surprised, getting super emotional over it. I don't know, because he's like semi-reincarnated Urza or something. I don't freaking know. Go ask Sybin. He knows what's up. Oh, Joyra's trying to hide her emotions, but she looks over at Ajani and it says Ajani's features were so different, it was hard to read his expressions. That is turbo extra mega cranked up to 11 racist. Oh my God, Joyra. I bet she thinks all cat people look the same. And I don't really get the connection here, but Joyra, the first thing she asks is, "Oh, is something wrong? Is Karn hurt?" I don't know where she got that from. And Ajani says, "No, not hurt. You also knew the planeswalker Venser?" And Joyra's like, yeah. And it says she felt sick. I don't get any of these references. Did I not totally call this? I know that he's a shaper savant, because that's what it says on his card, I think. Who the hell are these people? Seriously. But then Joyra's like, "Okay, please just tell me what happened." Hey, I second that. Well, Ajani says Venser gave up his spark, which is the biggest freaking cliche, like dramatic, whatever the hell in any Magic story ever, and he used it to rescue Karn. And Venser did not survive. Oh no. Maybe he should have shaped some more things into some other things. So Joyra paced back and forth, hoping it wasn't true, but she knew that that was exactly the kind of thing that Venser would do. I know, right? That is so Venser. I mean, that is so... Who the hell is Venser? So I don't really get the connection here again, but she says, "Oh, well, because Venser gave up his spark and died to rescue him, is that why Karn hasn't come to find me?" I don't get it. They literally contradict this a sentence later. So Johnny's just like, "Yeah, I guess." And she's like, "Oh, well, Karn was my friend too. And so, the grief for Venser should be shared. So why is he avoiding her? I don't get it." And so then she's like, "Okay, what about Phyrexia?" And then he says an entire plane has fallen to them, but they've been contained there. No other planes should be in danger. Well, I don't know how they travel between planes in the first place, but that sounds like if they took over an entire plane, they could like build an interplanar portal or something. I don't know. That just sounds dangerous. So then Jorah's like, "Okay, well, this all sucks. Let's go find your friends or whatever." So the ship's all ready, by the way, so they take off. So then we jump over to another storyline, which I really don't like them telling stories that way, but I can't think of any other way to do it. So Gideon's riding into Benalia City on horseback for some reason. Oh, that's right. They were actually in this story already. I just realized they were in like chapter 1. Oh, probably 2 as well. Remember, they fought the Lich, and then Liliana killed her brother or whatever, or unlichified him, and then I don't know, they went to a city called Ves, and I'm sure other things happened. Oh yeah, she used the mask thing, the chain veil, to unlichify her brother, and now she's tired, I guess. So there's a whole battalion of battle angels, and they're, checking every market cart and everything on the way into Benalia City, because of course. Also, Emperor Trump built a giant wall around Benalia to keep the planeswalkers out. That makes sense. So Lyra Dawnbringer herself is out there doing cart checks. That seems appropriate. And she's like, I'm Lyra Dawnbringer. Let me search your cart. Hey, you know what? Your companion stinks of death magic and will not be allowed into the city. And Liliana's like, oh, please. So Gideon's like, hey, did you not notice we're traveling with Knights of Benalia? I mean, she's cool. And then they're like, no, you can come in. Necromancer, And Gideon's like, okay, the Necromancer here is a demon slayer. She has already killed 3 demons and was instrumental in defeating the Cabal in Caligo. And we've come here to kill Belzenlock. Which, by the way, if I may add, is what Lyra should have probably done already. And then Liliana, because she's awesome, says, why are you telling everyone our plans? Can you shout a little louder? I'm sure there's at least one Cabal cultist in the countryside who didn't hear you. And then Gideon's like, oh my god, Liliana, I'm not telling everyone. I'm talking to the commander of the Church of Sarah. So they go back and forth about, oh, we should tell them, we shouldn't. They're angels, we can trust them. Oh, no, we can't. And then blah, 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 let's do it ourselves. And then Tiago, I honestly don't remember who that is, rides around, hands a folded packet to Lyra, and he's like, hey, this is a letter from Rael, Battle Angel of Caligo, where she personally vouches for the Necromancer Liliana. So, that should go pretty far, actually. And Liliana and Gideon are still bickering over the most petty crap. Lyra says, have they been like this the entire way from Caligo? And Tiago just sighs and says, yes, Commander, every step. And so then Lyra's like, okay, fine, enter the city, piss off. So they get into the city and, it's all shiny and well protected and there's soldiers everywhere, knights, angels, everything. Everything looks all, shiny and pretty and everything. And Gideon's just like, well, it's not under siege / constant attack in ruins yet. Be an awful shame somewhere so pretty would get wrecked by the Cabal, but it's totally going to happen. So Tiago leads them to some kind of helicopter landing pad, basically. And Gideon asks Liliana, so why did Ajani want to meet us in midair? Take a guess. They pull up with a big old ship. That's why. The Weatherlight. That one. So Liliana's just lounging around taking a nap and stuff because, she's all drained from the chain veil or whatever. And they're just waiting and then boom, Weatherlight shows up. So the first thing Ajani says when they get on board basically is, hey, where's the others? And then they get to explain where the others are. You guys remember where Nissa and Chandra went, right? That's why you don't hire moody, emotional idiots and then lie to them. So Ajani's like, damn, this sucks. I was afraid something like this would happen. See, he's smart. I don't know how we could defeat Nicobolus now. You should not have gone to Amonkhet. Oh, I could make so many comments about this. Yeah, they probably shouldn't have. I think he told them that, actually. I think his plan was to go to Dominaria. And they're like, no, we want to fight him. We totally have a plan. Then they got there and didn't have a plan. And then a week later, they still didn't have a plan. And then they fought Nicobolus. Oh, and then Chandra and Nissa. Well, although Nissa she did some stuff with vines. She actually probably did the best in the fight. But they were not on par with Nicobolus, magic-wise. So missing them, you're missing nothing. They contributed basically nothing to the fight. Screw them. So Liliana's listening to all this and not really commenting. And then it says the chain veil's still kind of sapping her strength and it feels super heavy. It's she could still feel the effects even though she had used it quite a while ago. Oh, you ever been mega hungry / angry, aka hangry, while also having a headache? Yeah, that's her. And she decides to take it out on Ajani. And she's like, everybody shut the hell up, especially you, kitty cat. You might as well stop moaning at us long enough to listen to our plan or let us sit down. Gideon is still recovering from being wounded, and not that you care, but I'm not feeling well either. Oh, and Ajani's having none of that. It seems like he pretty much suspects why she went to Amonkhet to kill demon number 3. So he says, I know most of this is because of you, Necromancer, you and your demons. What's funny is I'm actually catching a Meowth in Pokemon Go right now as I'm reading this. And I'm just like, it's Ajani. Ajani, use Fury Swipes on Liliana's face. It's super effective. So Ajani does remind them, the damage has kind of been done on Amonkhet, and there's really no way to repair it at this point. Yeah, the last remaining city was nuked, basically. They failed completely and utterly. In fact, the survivors probably got eaten by sandworms. I mean, that whole plane is just a complete dumpster fire. And Gideon seriously just replies, I can't argue with that. Yeah, we really messed that place up, didn't we? Ooh, second time's a charm. Then he's like, okay, for the record, Liliana was kind of limited because, demonic pact and everything kind of weakens her. That's why we failed on Amonkhet. Yeah, that's why. It's not because they didn't have a plan and they brought completely weak planeswalkers. I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. What they should have done is build a nuclear warhead in one of the pyramids and then put, hey, Nicol Bolas, you smell, and then when he flies over to read it, detonate that sucker. There we go. That took me 10 seconds and I thought of a better plan than the Gatewatch had. But then again, the Gatewatch didn't just eat a 4-pack of Cadbury cream eggs. Whoa! That's some tasty crap. I don't know why I just threw the box. You couldn't see it. Well, now it's behind my desk and I kind of don't want to go get it. I can't reach it with my foot either. Damn it. I have been hecking bamboozled by my own tomfoolery and shenanigans. So anyway, Gideon's like, well, we don't have the power of Cadbury cream eggs, but we do have Belzenlock, and if we kill him, then Liliana will be free to use her full power against Nicol Bolas. Why do they think a human necromancer can take down a dragon? I mean, non-planeswalker, no, the dragon would win. Couple 100 to 1,000-year-old, I mean, at that point, do numbers even mean anything? Planeswalkers with tons of experience. Okay, still, I'd vote the dragon. And then godlike pre-mending planeswalkers, Super Saiyan planeswalker version, I'd still bet on Nicol Bolas, because he killed a ton of other planeswalkers even back then. Okay, either they're just dumb, or Liliana's secretly a Draco Lich, and we've just not known that this whole time. Spoiler alert. I'm going to read this as it's written because it's so hilarious I don't even need to add anything to this. Although, full disclosure, I probably will. Ajani persisted. You need to listen to me and not waste your time here. Ridding Dominaria of Belzenlock is a waste of time, Liliana burst out. That's not what I meant, Ajani said so patiently that Liliana snapped like a twig. Oh, here we go. I better take a breath for this one. You didn't see what he did to Caligo, she burst out. Everything I knew destroyed, turned to mud and rot. We have to stop. We have to. She realized abruptly that she had said more than she meant to, that she had exposed herself terribly. Really, she didn't say anything about Vess or her last name or that it was her house or that it was her brother. In fact, the demon Belzenlock wasn't even there. I don't even know what she's referring to. And then Desolator snapped like a twig. The latest plot hole so big that you could drive a damn truck through it that's just convenient for the story, makes no sense logically, was the last straw. The caffeine and sugar and chocolatey goodness are starting to become a factor here, guys. Seriously though, I think I'm coming down. I'm yawning in between takes here. So then it says, the new people were staring at her sympathetically. Shanna in particular was nodding as if she understood perfectly. Really? Really? Amazon warrior Shanna? Tough as nails Shanna? Really? She's got the sympathy for her? Maybe it's because, and I'll warn you ahead of time, this is the worst joke in this entire video, because they're both strong black women. Okay, get it? Because Shanna actually is dark-skinned, and then Liliana, black mana. Yeah. Although I will say, out of all the characters in the entire history of Magic, my favorite strong black woman planeswalker is definitely still Jace. Liliana folded her arms and lifted her chin, determined to brazen it out, despite the fact that brazen is an adjective and not a verb. So she's just like, let's lay it out, matter-of-factly, all right? I need to be free of my pact before I can fight your battles for you, Ajani. Oh, no, she didn't. It's just that simple. Maybe go eat some tuna, maybe go play with a ball of yarn. You're useless. I'm going to go nuke that dragon. So what we do is we go back to Amonkhet and we scratch into the side of the pyramid. No, I'm just kidding. And Gideon's like, yeah, we do intend to keep the fight up, but legit, we need to go take down Belzenlock, a.k.a. Billy. And then Ajani facepalms and says, oh my god, who named him Billy? And then Gideon's like, it was Desolator. And Ajani's like, oh my god, I am not surprised. I hate that guy. And then Deadpool walks into the scene and he's like, so many fourth wall breaks in this story. So Ajani's just like, he thinks about it for a bit and he's like, yeah, okay, I've reached a decision. I see. I can't help you here. Why? You got a better idea? And apparently he does. He says, I must find more planeswalkers to join the battle against Bolas. Well, not if you think that Liliana is capable of taking down Bolas and solely and exclusively capable of taking down Bolas. I mean, honestly, regardless of finding more planeswalkers or not, it seems like taking down Billy the Belzenlock demon thing person guy would be the brightest idea. I think I know why he says he can't help her. I think it's because story. I mean, story is the most powerful thing in the entire multiverse, or whatever the hell they call it. I feel like it's such a powerful force they might actually just use because story to take down Nicol Bolas in the end. So Gideon's just like, okay, we'll join you as soon as we can. And Johnny's like, all right, take care. See ya, peace. And then Johnny planeswalks somewhere. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who he comes up with. If it's a brand new planeswalker or somebody we met before. Garruk likes to kill planeswalkers, tell him, hey, look, Dragon, and, why not? Nobody knows where he is, but, I don't know. I mean, wouldn't you think that a Johnny would go after Karn? Although, I mean, they said experienced planeswalkers can do, like, a point-to-point teleport, kind of. Like, they'll just jump into, like, interplanar, whatever, the blind eternities, and then just planeswalk back to the plane they were on, but a different geographic location. Maybe he did that. You know who he should recruit that has a really, really long history of, like, winning battles that he has no business battling in? Like, against all odds, he uses the power of friendship and good luck and whatever to, like, win every single battle? Pikachu. Pikachu's definitely a planeswalker, by the way. That is super canon. Hey guys, remember Raph, the one who was supposed to be the comic relief fat kid? Even apparently the story agrees with that, and they just kind of left the whole obnoxious nerdy bookworm thing behind. Because Raph, after he leaves, waves at the empty spot where he used to be and says, bye, it was nice meeting you. Come again whenever you want to have an inexplicable planeswalker confrontation in front of total strangers. I told you, he's comic relief little kid, man. That's literally his, like, position on the ship. Like, he wears a name tag that says comic relief little kid. And then, of course, Shauna nudges him and says, not now, Raph. Are you kidding? That was exactly the tense moment where he should be the comic relief little kid. I mean, that's classic writing 101. Shauna, learn how good writing works. Okay, I just scrolled down and this keeps going for a ways, so I'm going to cut this in half because this is going to be like a freaking 50-minute video. So in conclusion, a bunch of planeswalkers got together, complained, and then whined at each other, and then Johnny went to go find better planeswalkers. Honestly, that's exactly what I thought would happen. So we'll see what happens in the second half of the chapter. Hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss it, because I don't think it'll be coming today because I got to go to bed because I got to get up early to catch more Pokemon tomorrow before work. At this point, 4 Cadbury eggs in, I might as well just stay up. But I got to be kind of sharp tomorrow because I got some high schoolers coming for a job shadow thing. Oh my God. It could be a sitcom. I'm like the last person on planet Earth that somebody should job shadow. It's from the same program, from the same school as last time, and I literally told the last 2, I honestly might just close down my shop and go full-time with YouTube. I probably shouldn't have even gone to college. I'm not really using my degrees. Also, if you're not rich and can't afford a 4-year degree, you probably won't even get a good job. That's what happened to me. And they were just like, reality bomb has been dropped. So I'll see you guys on the next episode of Dominaria Z.